Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So, first of all, sorry for the delay. There is some technical issue from our side. So, we are not able to continue with the Zoom meeting today. So, sorry for that. So, maybe you guys all are missing Sir Ravi, our regular star. I am playing today Sajal Rams. So, this is summer. Maybe you all are enjoying mangoes and also wishing for the rains. Okay. So, welcome to all to our Toastmaster 279th meeting. I am Mujit Rathod. I am Sergeant Arms for today's meeting. There are some ground rules we follow in our regular meeting. So, please mute your mobile phone during the meeting, and we have a water and restroom facility outside of the room. Please avoid using that when someone is speaking. We have some another ground rule, like don't speak about sex, religion and politics. Now please raise your hand and repeat our club mission after me. We provide a supportive and a positive learning experience. Which experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Thank you. Now I welcome our presiding officer, Mr. Tarun, TM Tarun.
Thank you and good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
So let us begin the day with some good announcements. TM Bhushan has completed his level 1 last week. TM Yogesh has completed the DTM level. He is not present, but let us have. So normally as a presiding officer, I start the day with a story. But for a change, I will not narrate a story today. Like 2 days, Thursday and Friday, I had attended a seminar or a training on effective interviewing skills. So maybe some of you would be involved in interviewing some candidates, or maybe some candidates would be on the other side, right? So I will just narrate few instances which we may take forward in our professional life. So imagine the interviewer, candidate is sitting and I am the interviewer. I went, sorry, I have been late. He is responding, it's okay. Then I'll just go to a resume. I've been going through your resume since long. Tell me about yourself. I have started, tell me about yourself. So he has just narrated about how he has been, where he has been brought up, what about his family, education background, everything. After he has finished, okay, tell me something more. So this is now normally the interviewing scenario or flow it goes. But what I learned when on the 2-day session which I attended is, when you are interviewing a candidate, it is not knowing the candidate within the resume. It is a KYC, but knowing your candidate outside the resume. So there are few things as an interviewer you should take care in mind. Like when you are interviewing, like there is a prerequisite during the interview requisite and the post-interview requisite. So prerequisite is like you have to be on time before the candidate is arriving. So here the scenario was the candidate is already arrived, and as an interview I was being late and I was sorry, telling the candidate that I am sorry for that. Second thing is the resume itself. You have been telling that I have gone through your resume and then again ask the same question. Tell me something about yourself. So candidate क्या सोचेगा? You have been going through my resume since long. You should not read what I have written. You are asking me again the same thing. This is the normal thing we start the interview, but that should not be the thing. And third thing is like if we are not normally what we do, you have been told you have an interview. You just take the printout and go for the interview. So you don't get the time to study the resume. So after the introduction of the candidate, you ask him to tell more. So दिमाग में क्या सोचे जा? Sir, और तो foggy है. But he will try to tell more, but inside him he would be saying the same thing. So like prerequisite, before the candidate arrives, do do some studies of candidate's profile, and don't ask technical questions to start with. Make him at ease. Start with some behavioral aspects, and technical would be there because you are hiring a candidate and you have also matched the JD and CV. But when it comes to behavioral aspect, that cannot be judged from CV. So better focus should be on the behavioral aspect, and you may involve some technical questions which may give him which may enforce him to answer with respect to behavioral aspects. So maybe we can take those things in mind as a checklist. Maybe in some forum, if I get a longer time to speak, I will narrate, maybe because 2 days of training I cannot narrate in 3 minutes. So in case I get some chance more, I will explain you more about what you should take care as an interviewer. And also what mind game is going on in the candidate while you are interviewing. With that note, I open this meeting, the 279th meeting of Toastmasters Club of Baroda. We have few changes with respect to what the agenda was circulated in the rules. So we don't have the book of the week today as TM Jyoti is not present. Second evaluator will be taken care by TM Blue in place of TM Jyoti. Our TTE would be TM Ashish, and our AHA counter for today would be TM Durgesh. With that in mind, I now welcome our TMO TM Bhushan to take over to an interesting thing for today. But before we move, I think we have a few guests. First time if they're coming, yeah, you would like to come and just give you a brief introduction how you came to know about Toastmasters and a brief about yourself. Please come.
Very good morning. This is Harsh Padia before you. Actually, before 2 years, I used to stay in Reliance Township, Jamnagar. There, I was a member of a Toastmasters club. After that, I was in 11th and 12th standard, so I was just sideways from this field. And public speaking is my hobby, and I have won some certificates in that, and I love public speaking. When people speak of stage fear, I think in opposite manner, what is the stage fear? There's nothing like that. So that's why I have joined this club, and I would like to become future member. So I will be attending 2-3 meetings as a guest. So.
You guest for the first time, like you are now Toastmaster, right? You have become a member.
Not so far.
Not so.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, I am Anand Pradhan. Basically, I am from Odisha. I came to know about Toastmaster from a great investor like Manish Babra. You might heard of him. Okay. Manish Babra is next to Warren Buffett. Okay. He was taking a class. He is, running a charity called Dakshina Foundation, where he used to, recruit candidates, high-class candidates, and make them, prepare for JE, for IIT and medical. Okay. So in that he was taking a class, and he exposed that Toastmaster is there, where you can, build your communication skill and leadership skills. There I came and Google Baba is there. So I Googled it and I just, registered myself. Then Nikhil told me that welcome, and he gave all the information required. Then suddenly message came, today I am not available. So we talked to Dhruv and yeah. So that's short and sweet. Thank you.
Like to come?
Hello everyone, good morning. My name is Ajay Mukwana. Actually, I heard about the Toastmaster from my one of two of colleagues, Kiru and Ravindra. And first time it was went for the office. They told me about how it is work and all. So based on that, I come here to put out my what they said by this guy, that to fearless public speaking, I would like to, increase in my personal level. So, that's why I love it.
So one more request, please keep your mobiles on silent.
Hello all.
Hello.
My name is Achyut Devedi. I heard about Toastmaster from my brother Krishna Devedi. I'm currently in a process of becoming a chartered accountant. I'm in CA final. Right now doing articleship at KC Mehta. In CA you have to study a lot, so you don't get time to improve your public speaking skills. So I have to get into it and have a good time here. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Rahul Vikram Singh, and I'm working in a US-based company. And there was one reunion with my friends in Mumbai, 15 days back. That time, my friend told me that if you want to improve, or if you want to grow in your career, you have to have the skill of communication skill in front of people, not verbal communication. That time I was using only stranger verbal communication. But we told that it is not a perfect way. Your complete personality comes in front of people, right? That time you can improve your whole skill. Yeah, thank you.
We have so many guests, but if any volunteer guest can volunteer and come, because this is the first step where you are coming out of your dismay. Like if you have some past experience where you were not a good speaker or you are fearing public speaking, this is the first step where you can, as a guest at least you can introduce yourself. Hey, she is here. So no volunteers. Yeah.
I should not be a guest anymore. This is the third session I'm joining today. My name is Chitralekha Dhanikar, and I'm a working professional for more than 15 years of experience. I got to know about Toastmaster from my employer when I was working in India. But unfortunately, the club there was defunct by the time I wanted to join. So it got me curious. I searched it on website. I talked to few people, and I got to know about this club. And hopefully, I should be joining.
One more is there.
I'm currently working in the industries. I have attended a few sessions at Ahmedabad Toastmaster Club. So what I'm interested into public speaking and all. So I'm interested to join here in Vadodara Toastmasters Club. Yeah,
Thank you guys for your brief introduction. Now we move to the main agenda with TM Bhushan, and we have an interesting theme for today, FOMO. Let's hear more about FOMO from TM.
Good morning, Toastmasters and fellow guests. Good morning. Few days back, we were hearing the speech by TM Hiren, wherein he has given us the effect when he was coming to our Toastmaster Club meeting. He was going from the road, and there was a board, work in progress. One biker just moved that board and went to that road, and he found out that road is closed. But what happened in between is that another person who saw that person is going there, they also followed the same path. Well, TM Hiren has noted that, okay, there is written that road is blocked. When the person came back, he saw the writing from the Hiren that now you know that road was closed. So this is something which happened and the person got dismayed. Now how it is related with the food? We are stuck in the loop somewhere, like some person follows one path and the other person follows the path without knowing what he wants to get, what he is going to get from that path, and what he is going to achieve. So FOMO is fear of missing out. By definition, it is something that the person feels, it's an emotion. That person feels upset or missing on the certain reward that other person is getting, and I am not getting that reward. And he thinks about it and sometimes follow the path and return. We don't know whether he gets it or he doesn't get it. But that's how it happens. So what was the reward in this? The reward was following that person, and somehow he will get the shortcut coming out of the shorter path. So that was the reward. And this is not the one scenario where we get it. There are many cases when we fall into trap of FOMO. So is this FOMO the new concept? No. The FOMO was coined somewhere around, I read on it somewhere around 1966, but got into the practice somewhere around the studies which started in 1998, and then it got more visibility on the internet around 2004. It was there since Mahabharata. So one of the characters we know as a Duryodhana, he always compared himself with the Pandavas, that how their life will be as a Rajkumar, then how they were in the exile, and after coming out of the exile, how they Nastina. The entire life of Duryodhana was like something like, oh, I'm comparing himself and everything, how they are having the good life and I don't have. This led, what it led to? It led to the end of Duryodhana. In today, if we compare ourselves, we have different mix of people here. Few are from college, few are professionals, and maybe mature personalities. So in college, when we go there, what can be the FOMO? FOMO is something like we see entire our class is there, and few people are going on the party, posting their snaps of the party somewhere on the social media, and we find out, okay, I have not been caught, and we feel, okay, I should have been caught and I'm missing on the fun. Well, the first thing is, there are 60 people in the class and you cannot go to every party. If you go to every party, you will not have your own life. If you see the working professionals, I'm sure everybody have got this thought once in their lifetime, that everybody else is getting the job or job opportunity and I'm not getting that job opportunity. In the race to get the promotions, we end up saying yes to everything to our boss, so that we do not want to miss the opportunity to perform and get the promotions. And at the end, what we do, we take too much load of the work, we may not bring the quality into our work and end up burning out ourselves. When you go mature, means my mom has the habit of asking everything when she comes to my home, and even if we are talking about the DMart, okay, what we need to bring from DMart, and she will ask us what you are talking. She has hearing disability, so we need to speak louder. But that is how it is. She also fears that what I am missing out when they don't hear something. So this is how FOMO is. I will continue on talking on the FOMO, but let's start with our meeting. So in the interest of just how our meeting is structured, we have 3 sessions. The first session will be prepared speeches. The second session will be table topics, where you get the chance to speak on the topic which will be given to you at a time, and you can speak on the that topic. Third will be evaluations, where the speakers will be evaluated and the entire meeting will be evaluated by our general evaluator. What we say is, what is being, means people perform on what is being measured. So how we measure the quality of our meeting? We have support from our tag team. Herein we have tag team comprised of timer, AHA counter and grammarian. For today, our timer is Krishna, who will be putting his efforts to ensure that everybody follows the timeline of the meeting and respect everybody else's timeline. So I would like to welcome Krishna to explain his role to the meeting. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you, dear Modi Bhushan. As a timer, I will try my best to to help all the speakers in managing their timing speeches is important because it helps the speakers to learn to speak within a specific time frame, and it also helps in running the meeting smoothly. I will be using colored cards to indicate the time remaining for speech. For the prepared speech session, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. At the end of 5 minutes, I will show green card. At the end of 6 minutes, I will show yellow card. And at the end of 7 minutes, I will show red card. For the evaluation session, the time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. And at the end of 2 minutes, I will show green card, 2 minutes 30 seconds, yellow card. And at the end of 3 minutes, I will show red card. And for the coming to the table topic session, the time limit is 1 to 2 minutes. At the end of 1 minute, I will show green card, 1 minute 30 seconds, yellow card, and at the end of 2 minutes, I will show the red card. There will be 30 seconds grace time allotted after the red card. So let's respect each other's time by staying within the time allotted. Thank you.
Now, with respect to the AHA counter, it is also one of the measure wherein we improve the quality by measuring our filler words. Let's call TM Durgesh to explain the role.
Thank you, dear Mori. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Good morning. So I'm taking the role of the counter. As you have heard, I'm also speaking the like so kind of filler words, and many of does in their speeches. So I will take a note of that, and I'll give the report at the end of the session. Thank you.
Thank you. Now the next one comes as a grammarian. We know that nothing is good without the grammar. So here our grammarian for this meeting will be TM Tarun, who will be measuring our quality for this meeting.
Thank you, Timur. Good morning, Toastmasters and fellow guests once again. Today I am playing the role of grammarian. As a grammarian, I will take note of good use of grammar, good use of phrases. Also, I will take note of improper grammar, if any. As a grammarian, I also have a role to introduce the word of the day and phrase of the day for today. The word of the day today is dismay. To give you the meaning of dismay, strong feeling of disappointment and sense. You may be dismayed earlier, where you have got a chance to speak but you were not able to deliver. So today is your chance where you can come up and show your talent as part of our table topic session. So that is dismay, like you were disappointed and sad. Second is bundle of nerves. It means they are very nervous or tense. So again, when it comes to table topic session, and if you are called, as a guest, you are called to speak up for the first time, there is a bundle of nerves which may be running through your mind and body. So I urge all of the speakers today as well as the evaluator to use the word of the day and phrase of the day during the speeches. At the end of the meeting, I will read out of my observations when called upon by the GE. Thank you, and over to you, team.
Coming back to our topic, FOMO. I said it was in action time 1966, 1998, 2004. But 2004 it came to the fore. Why? Because of social media. You know that in 2000, maybe around 1990, people started using internet more and more. Around 2002, there was MySpace, if you remember it, because I don't know whether it's active or not now, but nobody uses MySpace anymore. Then there came Orkut. And then it started hitting the college students that everybody was posting there what they are doing. And of course, when we post, we always post what is good is happening to us. We never post something, the fiasco which has happened. So people go travel, they post their things. People have the good food, they post it. People have the party, they post it. And when they post it, we saw it, and it creates the sense that they are having the fun and we don't have it. Social media is at the, why it came at 2004? Because social media has brought this everything on the top and created the sense that I am the only person who is missing everything on the fun part. It is not that way. We don't know. When he takes the photo, even before eating at the restaurant, he is taking the photo. And we don't know whether that food tasted good or not. What is the point in going to that restaurant where he has the good photo and do not have the taste? Sometimes we find that restaurants which may not have good atmosphere, but or not photogenic, but they have good taste. So do not go by the what people are posting on the social media, but we should be thinking where we want to be. The world is filled with a lot of things, lot of possibilities, competition, and many opportunities. Of course, we should never miss on the opportunities, but that does not mean that we can grab every opportunity. We should grab the opportunity where that opportunity falls in our goal, where we want to be. Taking every opportunity will not make you the master of any particular subject, but it will be everywhere you will be something in middle and you will not be able to achieve your goal. So, moving forward, today our speeches are all the names on the board. Somebody mentioned all the names. Ashish mentioned that all our names on the boards are quite good today, powerful, and what I can introduce about them. So, TM Gitanjali will have her speech today, and one of the youngest member of our club, who I was awed by her energy, the way she delivers the speech, and I always think that when I will get that quality into me, that when I don't feel that, awkwardness in delivering things. Before calling TM Gitanjali, I would like to call TM Kirit sir to be on the stage and introduce about the speech.
Thank you. Very good morning to everybody.
Good morning.
It's good to see house full. Bollywood is struggling to fill one row. Where we are full house. And I think FOMO is a thing which probably inspires people not to miss anything. Today we are having a very interesting field day. Today we are going to have a treat, I would say. We are having two fantastic speakers, Gitanjali and Toastmaster Pinky. And we have our versatile Toastmasters as a guest, Toastmaster Kunal, after a long time, and Toastmaster Vikram. So you are all going to have a feast today. Now let me talk about the speech. Today's project is very interesting, probably never heard in Toastmaster meeting, so I will be very clear. There are two things. Toastmaster Gitanjali is going to develop a method for giving impromptu speech. Method for giving impromptu speech. Second, it will be rehearsed stories. How the process will go. TMOD, Toastmaster Bhushan, will choose at random speech topic from the list which she has already given him. Random. Speaker will speak on two topics, one after another. The duration of each will be 2 to 3 minutes. Selection will be done one after another, not both together. Now how I will evaluate? I will evaluate both the speeches. Better of the two, I will point out which was the better of the two, and I also tell what was the less successful piece of the two. I will also examine her voice, that's one criteria, her presentation, second criteria, humor in the stories, which she is going to tell, and connection between the stories and the topic. These are the four criteria I have chosen. So we are in for a very beautiful storytelling session, and Toastmaster Bhushan is going to conduct this, picking up the stories. All the best to Toastmaster Gitanjali.
So, please welcome TM Gitanjali with a big round of applause. TM Gitanjali, your topic is meeting with an alien. Meeting with an alien, please.
Dear Toastmaster of the day, friends and guests, Namaskar and my soulful greetings to each one of you. Today my topic is meeting with an alien. Have you ever heard about the meeting with an alien? If I ask you, you will say no, but I have met an alien. Whether you believe it or not. One on one full moon day, as I was taking the enjoyment of full moon day, I was engrossed with the beauty of nature and full moon. Not only that, I was uttering a very beautiful Hindi poem. चारों चंद्र की चंचल किरणें थिरक रही थी जलथल में, स्वच्छ चांदनी बिछी हुई थी अबनी और अंबर। Suddenly, I felt that someone was standing behind me. As I turned back, I saw an object. It was not a human being, not even a skeleton, but an object loaded with so many buttons of so many colors, red, yellow, green, and toom, tim, tam, all those sounds were coming from all the buttons. Seeing that object, I was totally frightened. As I opened my mouth to shout, ah! Suddenly, the strange voice greeted me. Gitanjali, don't shout! No one is there to help you. I was again frightened. Just to keep myself safe, I controlled myself. Then I asked him, how can it be that you don't know my name? He said, oh, you don't know? I am an alien, came from the other planet. As soon as I came here, I just know everything about you. I am alien. From so many long light years far I have come. I need your help. What help I can do for you? Yes, just stand quietly. I lost my connectivity with my group because of some default in my spaceship. See, there is my spaceship on that tree. I just saw some lighting. Then he said, you know, in your planet, everyone call us alien. Just help me. I said, okay. After some time, he said, no, it's okay. I got the connectivity of my other ships. Now I'm ready to, but you are so good to me. Let's go with me. It's a very wonderful place, nice place. You will feel happy. I said, no, I don't want to go with you. I am here happy. I will just don't leave my place. He started dragging me. I said, no, please leave me. I don't want to go. And suddenly there was a bang. And as I opened my eyes, I saw that I was just on my bed and falling down from the bed. And suddenly my daughter came, Mama, what happened? Why are you shouting? Oh, it was so strange. No, nothing. And this way, I met a wonderful alien. This was the story. With that,
Your second topic is Yen Gitanjali, a little naughty nut. A little naughty nut, Yen Gitanjali.
thank you. Little naughty nut. Who you consider the little naughty? No one else. It's me only. As a child, I was a difficult child, the troublesome child. Every time I'm doing this or that, either hiding the shoes of the guests of the neighbors, or doing anything, or stealing the things from my mom's kitchen. Always I am a troublemaker. Because of my pranks and naughty activities, all our neighbors used to call me Shaitan ki Khala. Often to complain about my parents, they always used to tell me to behave in a nice way, but nothing. Their beating, scolding, nothing stopped me. I just go on doing whatever I want to go do. I am a self-motivated girl. I never thought of anything, just whatever I like to do, I used to do. When I was 7 years old, my friends gifted me one amazing book. The name of that book was Arabian Night. They read the story of Aladdin and the lamp. And that story created ruckus in my mind. I often dreamed about the magical lamp, magical carpet and genie. Because one day I thought, let's try for the magic genie. So I took one brass lamp from my mother's puja plate and started rubbing it on my hand. But after rubbing so many times also, I could not get my genie. But the result was that I had a great cut on my left hand. When my mother saw that, she asked me, how this had happened? I told simply that I just want to follow my genie, that's why it had happened. She took me to the doctor. God, it was cut by the metal. So when doctor asked how it had happened, mother told everything to him and he started laughing at my foolishness. And then it took nearly 1 month to heal that injury. Slowly, our neighbors, they also knew about that and they started teasing me. Hey dear, where is your genie? Have you got your genie? Earlier it used to make me irritated, but slowly and slowly this teasing made me learn that our super genies are our parents because they always try to give their best to improve our life. And this incident taught me a great lesson. And after that, slowly I became a calm child. Not only a calm child, from highly extrovert girl to a highly introvert. And not only this, I developed another habit of reading, and this enhanced my life. With this, I just finished my
So it was a wonderful speech. Thank you. Now moving to the next speaker, TM Prateek. We know about the TM Prateek. When we hear him, we listen him. He's just next to TM Viren. What we get from TM is a good laugh, and he's also equally capable of putting humor into his speech, and which makes us laugh. He's creative, he's innovative. So when I read the title, what it is, let me read it once again. I don't know what it is, and really, Sadhguru says that people don't know what they are doing or what. So let's hear from TM Viren before calling, TM Prateek. Before calling TM Prateek, let us call TM Dhruv to explain about his speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster. A very good morning to all the dear members and esteemed guests. Today, I am imitating the speech of Toastmaster Prateek, who is going to deliver his level 2 project 1 speech. He has selected leadership development as his pathway. The objective of his speech is to deliver a speech on time management patterns. The title of his speech is I don't know what it is. Timer, please note, the typing of his speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Wishing you all the best, Toastmaster Prateek. Over to you, Toastmaster Prateek.
So we do not waste the time, and let's, with a round of applause, call TM Prateek on stage.
We all are different. We all are unique. What makes us special is a question. It's very difficult to answer. It is very difficult to answer because when you do something you don't know, and there is a something you are sorry. Hey, may I just want to do it, please?
Sure.
what we will do, we will take Pinky's
Okay,
speech.
so what we'll do, Kim, Pratik, we'll call Pinky and then we will call you after that. So we have TM Pinky in our meeting and I read the title, Spark the Chingari. Somewhere I found it quite relating with the Bollywood film names, wherein they give some name and then explain afterwards. And many of the South films also give the name like that. Sometimes the film goes the blockbuster, and we are going to listen the blockbuster speech by Pinky today. So I would like to call TM Vikram to introduce about the speech. TM Vikram.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. Bundle of nerves even for me, not just for Toastmaster Pratik. Just that by experience, we masked that bundle of nerves, and he had to show it. That's the only difference. Now, my target speaker for today, Toastmaster Pinky. She's in her innovative planning part, and she's going to give her level 2, project 1, speech 1, or it's project 2, speech 1. The objective of the speech is prepare a speech on any topic, receive the feedback, and apply it on her next speech. Now, what is her next speech? She is the finalist at Kahani, a storytelling event. That's the reason why her speech would be today in English, Hindi plus English. Usually in this Toastmasters fraternity, we do encourage everyone to speak only in English. However, she is practicing for her finals here. That's why you would listen to Hindi plus English. Timer, please note, it's 5 to 7 minutes.
So very new to this. Listen to the blockbuster speech by TM Pinky. TM Pinky, welcome you on the stage. Chingari, the spark. TM Pinky.
कुछ सुना आपने? Ambulance. पहचानी हुई है आवाज, right? You got it right. This is the sound of an ambulance siren. And whenever I hear it, it reminds me of someone. Greetings everyone. It was the year 2001 when I got a job in Dubai in a travel agency. My job was simple. Make bills and take out photocopies. Exciting stuff? I know. One day, my manager, tall, top manager, Deepak, came to me and told me, Pinky, I want you in sales. I was a bundle of nerves. What? Me? I can't talk properly with myself. How will I talk to clients? He told me, Pinky, I know you can do it. You speak well. Deepak trusted me and started my training. Very soon, I was the star salesperson. And not only that, I became Deepak's left hand. Oh wait, did I just say left hand? Grammar and present here, should not the phrase be the right hand? Well, I said left hand because Deepak was a lefty. Everything was going good as it can be. Except for one thing. Deepak's love for pranks. I was his favorite target. I remember once there was a vacancy for a travel agent in our company and a lady had come for an interview. I was busy calculating fares and then suddenly I hear Deepak telling her, she's Pinky, she's a senior sales executive, she'll conduct your interview. Huh? I stared at him thinking, from when did this become a part of my job description? He stared back, smiling mischievously. I had no option but to conduct the same. Time flew and it was 27th of July 2007. I complained, Bhai, you've taught me everything except round the world ticketing. I want to learn that. He laughed and said, Pinky, that requires complicated calculations. And I know how good you are at math. How did Deepak know how good I was? How did Deepak know once I even got a 3 out of 100? Anyways, I was not the one to listen and he agreed to teach me the next day. खुशी खुशी मैं घर पहुंची. अभी खाना खा के बैठी ही थी तो मैंने एम्बुलेंस की सायरन सुनी. भागी मैं बालकनी की तरफ. दीपक जो मेरे घर के सामने वाली बिल्डिंग में रहते थे, उनकी बिल्डिंग के नीचे एम्बुलेंस खड़ी थी. आई थॉट हुआ होगा किसी के घर में कुछ. माय फोन रैंग. पिंकी, दीपक इज नो मोर. हार्ट अटैक, हार्ट अटैक. I said, who Deepak? I could never in my wildest imagination would have thought that would be my mentor Deepak. दीपक वो दिया था जो दूसरों को रोशनी दिखाता था ताकि वो अपनी काबिलियत जान सके, पहचान सके. He was the one who enlightened the path to my bright future. मैं 6 साल और उस कंपनी में रही, but कभी भी राउंड द वर्ल्ड टिकटिंग नहीं सीख पाई. But हाँ, कुछ बेशकीमती जरूर सीखा, which I would like to share with you all. दीपक ने मुझे सिखाया कि हम सब के अंदर एक आग होती है, which is our skills. Our talents, बस उसे जलाने के लिए चाहिए होती है एक चिंगारी. चिंगारी, the spark, and Deepak was that spark for me. Today, my dear friends, I want you to make 2 promises. 1, promise me that you will take care of your health, your heart, because you mean the world to someone. And second promise, whenever you see something good in people around you, stop. Stop right there. Tell them about it. Be the spark for them. Today, I am ready to be that spark. I stand here to appreciate the Toastmaster of the day for the wonderful theme you have chosen and the way you are conducting it without any notes. And my audience, you all present here, I see the spark in you. You have that capability. Everyone, take out your mobile phones. Turn on the flashlight, the torch. Let's together be the Chingari. Chingari, the spark that enlightens the world. Do you all promise me that?
Yes.
Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. It was really touching and inspiring.
Yes.
Moving on.
Toastmaster question, when there are 2 blockbuster movies, people postpone them to another movie. That's what Pratik is going to do. because there are two blockbusters. He would like to give his speech in the next week.
Why? I'm not even trying for points.
No, I tried, but anyway.
Such a nice speaker you are. Why you have done this?
It's okay, अब दोबारा repeat करना चाहिए. It's okay, आज try तो करो. कुछ भी जो आप.
Doesn't matter. Next time also you give na. Yeah, if you.
He's blank.
Acha, then so.
I will repeat one of my speech.
So let us listen from TM Tarun some good words.
You can evaluate me. Explorer. I am the explorer. So would you like to know how this word or title has been given to me?
Yes.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today I will repeat one of my speech which I gave earlier about being an explorer. I was newly married, maybe a couple of years only. Still new. Why new? Because I did not take my wife for a long vacation. So I made a plan. Let us travel to the south of India and explore south. I made my travel plans without looking at the Google, because at that time there was no, that time I was not too that technology driven. So I made a plan to go to Bangalore first. From Bangalore I will travel to Ooty. From Ooty I will travel to Kodaikanal, and from Kodaikanal I will travel to Mysore. So I made my plans. My wife was very excited. We will have a long tour, excitement. So we packed our bags. We moved and reached Bangalore. To the surprise of my wife, we hired a local bus to travel from Bangalore to Ooty. She had other drinks, but I had my other plans. So we boarded a local bus and reached Ooty very early in the morning. It was shivering cold. She had put some luggage and ensured and told me, "These are my purse, there are the keys and some important stuffs. Please ensure, because I have a kid, I will board down the bus earlier than you, but you ensure that the bag has been properly taken." It was so shivering that we both got down to the bus at the same time. We reached the hotel. My wife asked, "So give me my purse, I want to open the keys of the luggage." "Which purse?" "The one which I told you to take." I remembered everything, but not that purse. My wife smiled because she had no other option. But I told, "I am the explorer. I will go to the hotel boys. I will bring some keys and ensure that the luggage lock is broken." I hurried, went to the desk, brought some boys and ensured that the luggage lock was broken. She was happy that at least we had some clothes to wear and the keys and we had the luggage now open. We got up, we dressed up well and went to explore Ooty. After exploring Ooty, I told my wife, "Now let us move to the next destination." We had no booking done. It was December 30 and 31st, and we were on to Mysore without any hotel reservations. My wife told, "I hope you have made all the reservations." Again, my thought came, I have only done for Ooty and Kodaikanal, but I forgot for Mysore. But I am the explorer. I will manage. So we reached Mysore, boarded an auto with all the luggage, and started roaming around in Mysore. Not for sightseeing, but finding a hotel on 30th December. We roamed from one hotel to another to next, but we could not find any. Luckily, we found one who told us, "I will only give you one night stay." That was a good deal. So we took that hotel and stayed overnight. The next day, because the sightseeing was done while finding the hotel, we had nothing to see much in Mysore. So we thought, let us move to Kodaikanal now. The bookings were done for Kodaikanal. When I inquired to the hotel manager, now from Mysore I want to reach Kodaikanal, they said there is no direct train, no direct bus. My wife looked at me. What are you? I am an explorer. I will manage. I called up my friends around in south. To my luck, they arranged a car who was driving from Mysore to Kodaikanal, overnight drive. So I was at least happy that I could manage a travel from Mysore to Kodaikanal. The car came, we put our luggage and started the drive. Since it was midnight, my wife ensured you have to sit next to the driver and ensure not only you are awake, but the driver is also awake. So I kept my eyes wide open. During the travel, I found that not only I was awake, my wife was awake, but I got calls every half an hour from my hometown. Are you awake? Is the driver awake? Why the hell did you travel midnight? And the phone call was from none other but than my parents. So all the family was awake till we reached Kodaikanal. But still, since the destination was good, we were happy that we have reached. The driver opened the dicky, we started unlocking, putting down the luggage. And we found, my wife told, where is the main bag? Where your clothes were there? I said, that blue color. The driver said, it's not yours. That blue color bag is mine. I was shocked. Where the hell did my blue bag go? But ladies have good sense, or they, wherever, in whichever hotel they go, whether they will come again or not, but they take the visiting card for sure. My wife was also wise. She had taken the visiting card of the hotel where we stayed at Mysore. Immediately I dialed the hotel at Mysore, and I came to know that my luggage was lying safely at Mysore. Now my wife told, now what? Don't worry, I am an explorer. Let's go out. Let's go to the sightseeing, and parallelly I will do some shopping. But what about the return? We will go with the same route. From Kodaikanal, we will go to Ooty, Ooty to Mysore, and Mysore to Bangalore. From that day onwards, my wife always calls me an explorer, and on my birthday, she has gifted me this t-shirt. Thank you. Over to you.
Quite a hilarious experience, and maybe memories you have for your entire life. So, moving onwards, I would like to call our timer for the report on the speeches in Krishna.
So the timing of the prepared speech for the fellow Toastmasters is as follows. TM Gitanjali's first speech was 3 minutes 36 seconds and second was 3 minutes 28 seconds. And TM Tarun speech was 7 minutes 12 seconds and TM Pinky's speech was 7 minutes 5 seconds. Everyone is qualified for the vote.
Moving on to the theme, fear of missing out. So when we say fear of missing out, what are the symptoms of fear of missing out? What do we feel?
Anxiety.
So believe me, at some point of time, we must have, or we might have encountered this fear of missing out in our life. So if you are the person who wakes up in the morning and first thing you do is checking your social media account, then believe me that maybe you are suffering from FOMO. If you are overscheduling yourself, that you want to go everywhere with everyone, which is not possible, and you are overscheduling your life and burning out yourself, you are possibly suffering. If you are in the constant thought, even having the thought in our mind, which is thought can keep waggling even in your head, what is happening with our friends, what is happening with our peers, and that is causing your time. You are just spending your time into your thoughts, you are suffering. And I think if you want to see more about the FOMO, we can see the Ekta Kapoor serials, where you will find Tulsi, where you will find Mihir, where you will find Mandira, and they waste their time for almost 20 years. The serial was spanned around 40 years into the, means it was has the time span of 46 years, I suppose. That is how we waste our time into the FOMO. So don't waste your time on the FOMO. Now, how to overcome the FOMO? Okay, we'll come on that part maybe in the conclusion talk. I will give the baton to our table topic master, TM Kalpesh, to carry on our table topic session. TM Kalpesh, please.
So I completed my marriage life 10 years last year, and my wife asked me, how do you feel of 10 years of being married? My mind. In one of safety meeting, my manager asked me to speak about lab safety. These are some of the example of impromptu speaking in our real life. So table topic is one of them. Toastmaster help us to practice this impromptu speaking and deliver the speech impromptu. So in table topic, speaker, I will call upon a speaker who will come on the stage, or he can also volunteer himself if he has not fear of speaking out. Then he can come over here and speak for 1 or 2 minutes. Coming to the first example of my wife asking me the questions, and I fumble little bit and it dismay her, and I need to follow the consequences. But in the Toastmaster, you will not have to follow any consequences. You can come over here, practice. So I encourage everyone to part in a table topic session. So first I would like to ask Toastmaster Vikram sir.
Vikram is there.
Oh, sorry. So your topic is nobody is perfect.
Thank you. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. Nobody is perfect. Do you agree or not?
Yes.
I wish the wives should also understand that. That husbands are also full of flaws. But unfortunately, sometimes the expectations from the better half are so high. They always want a perfect husband. And sometimes it is also true that male, they also look for the perfect wife. But we are humans. And we have our own flaws. Be it personal life or be it a professional life. You never get a chance to choose and pick the person you always want. In professional life especially, you get a team which is already there and you have to lead that team. And when you examine that team, you feel that, oh my God, this person doesn't know this. This person doesn't even common sense to understand this simple formula. But when you understand or absorb this gyan, ultimate gyan, that nobody is perfect, and you have to deal with it, you feel relaxed. And then you work on the plans that how, with this team, I can move forward or I can complete this project. On a personal life as well, it is basically a marriage of two imperfect
people creating a beautiful life together. Consciously, I am not using the word perfect life, because again, there is nothing called a perfect life. But imperfect is okay if it is beautiful, isn't it?
Who is the student among you? Please raise your hand. So, Harsh. So Harsh, your topic is effect of social media on your study.
Social media is something which is known to have put a very deep impact in education these days. Now, actually, I was some person who, like, when I went with my friends in 2019, I used to say, I don't know how to use this laptop, I don't know how to use this phone. I was always in the world of studies, I was in the world of playing. I was thinking that how come they're able to do everything, so they're able to do graphics, they're able to play some video games. I used to hate video games. But now the scenario has changed in 2023. Now I also do all these things, and the effect is COVID. Because in COVID, we were inside the doors. We were closed behind the doors, and at that time, online classes and everything just got me deep into this world of social media. I was able to understand what all these things. And in 2019 in computer, I used to hate coding, and now last year in my 12th, I had a big good project in coding. So social media has quite pros that we can learn. But yeah, I used to always think on a safer shows that we should always take care that we are not going in any bad circle in social media. That is a very important fact. That if we are using social media in chatting with our friends during our study time, or using it in other wrong ways, then it's always going to harm us in future, and it's going to waste our time. But if we are using it for proper and use, like if we are chatting with our friends, we should have specific time. So if we are using it in a balanced manner, it is good. But if we are crossing our limits, I think it's going to harm. Thank you.
Thank you, guest Harsh. I think it was a very good message that you use the social media in a constructive way instead of using thank you. So the next question to Toastmaster Vikram. So
Lot of
guests. Yeah. Anyone guest? So your topic is your hobby. Speak on that.
Thank you. My topic today is my hobby. Many of you might have the same hobby. I have a hobby of reading books. I started with, in my childhood, I remember that my uncle used to bring me many comics. That time Diamond Comics was very favorite of among children. So I started reading from Diamond Comics. Then there were many storybooks which I would read in my spare time. Then I moved to fiction books, chapter books, and then if you know about Kadambari books, then eventually I moved to non-fiction, and I really like reading and talking about books. Currently I am reading multiple books. I am a member of a number of libraries here. This is the city which has plenty of libraries and which attract many literary and artistic people. So I really enjoy that. Reading is something which makes you, which enriches your life. You get to see things from other people's perspective, and some things which you read from books stays with you over your life. So I encourage all encourage children who get much spare time out of their studies to read as much as possible.
So very well said, guest Chitralekha. So reading is something that will help you to keep a distance from the social media. So out of you who keep writing diaries of their personal life, I'm not going to ask anything about personal, but only so we can come. The topic is benefit of keeping diary.
My warmful greetings to all of you. My name is Janki Motecha. Benefits
of keeping diary.
So, I would like to share the benefits of keeping diary. The first one is diary will be always with you. Whether any person, like if we are going to share, our feelings with any person, whether he or she is in the mood of to listen you or to encourage you or to listen or share to accept your feelings or not. But diary will always accept your feelings, listen to you, and you can share anything with it. So I used to write a diary every night, and I would encourage all of you to write a diary. And in what to write, like what happened with you today, one, good thing and bad thing happened to you. Second, are you satisfied with the day that you scheduled according to you or not? Third thing, schedule your next day. And the best thing is evaluate your day according to evaluation, schedule your next day. So yes, diary gives us many benefits to our life. Thank
you, Toastmaster Janki. So I think we will encourage any one of us to start writing your own experience in the diary. So one more questions. Out of you, who is the manager? Means who had subordinated managing the team. So probably. So you are managing people.
Yeah.
But how would you manage your mind or yourself?
Good morning all. Good morning. How we manage our mind, right? So this is a really very interesting topic. Like if we talk with respect to our professional life, if we manage our team, right? Doing work lonely is very good. If you think that if you want to do work by your own, you can do. But suppose you get any project, the size is more than 100 crores, definitely you have to allot the work to different your subordinate, or you have to interact with different teams. So that time the scheduling of the work is very important, and to play how to manage your mind, how to manage your thoughts is very important. And this is my personal experience. I was facing very difficult in past, and now I have changed how to manage the work. So I have introduced in my life like meditation. I think meditation is not the correct word to use. We can use dhyana as a perfect word. I have started practicing dhyana, and by that I can plan the activities, which activity is the good for which candidate, who have the right skill to deliver the work. If he is technically good, his communication part is very good, he is good in like execution level. So according to that, I basically assign the work, and he is the responsible for his work. If we give
the responsibility to the correct person and you do the follow, then definitely we can manage. So don't try to work by your own self. Means don't give the all stress to your mind. Be calm and plan your activity. Definitely we can succeed. So thank you.
Who want to come next?
This side also.
Anand. So your topic is Anand. Yeah.
Effect of social media on decision making.
So social media plays a big role in decision making. Like in offices, we use Slido. Okay, what basically Slido does? Recently, we had an interaction with our CEOs, and what he does is, through Slidos, thousands of people are there, right? All they have questions, all they have suggestions, all they have difficulties. What the social media Slido does was, it will get all the questions and it will frame, it will filter out what is related to employees, what is related to benefits, what is related to problems, what is related to opportunities like that. Okay, it filters out. So it gives a huge opportunity to the leader to use that data and get to which is most rated and which is most asked about, because time is very limited. Okay, we have only very finite resource, that is time. So that leader use that particular things which is highly rated, which is highly asked, to address, which he will use to clear the doubts of many in one go, which is known as 80-20 rule. You hit that 80% of your effort to the 20% of the things, so that you will get 80% of the results by that 20% of efforts. So yeah, social media is hugely benefited for decision making, and in fact, Google has very intelligently designed to monetize that data. Facebook, all the social media is not free at all. All of you, I request, don't think Google, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp is free. It is cost to attention. Now we are living in 21st century, and this century is known as attention economy. This century is known as knowledge workers. So in this case, social media plays a very big role on decision making. Thank you very much.
Sometimes social media also, other part of it means it can also affect the decision making in the wrong way also. The next the question is, what is success for you?
Success is different for everyone. For me, it is, to become something that my parents are proud of. It's very important. And in personal life and professional life, when I started articleship at my place, my aim was to become a star article there. Knowledgeable and all those, who knows all the things. It was, success is something that is really, I'm sorry, I know I'm really unable to speak, that's why I've come here. I'm good at studies, but this is something I'm not able to do. This is the same problem that I encounter there also. They are at client place, they are calling people to talk something about clients, and I'm not able to do it. Though I know the things, but I'm not able to convey it. And here also, I know a lot of things about success, but right now standing in front of you, it's not. So yeah, for me right now, my immediate priority for success is to become a chartered accountant. That's something that I really want since 9th standard when my father is a chartered accountant. So yeah, he inspires me, and he told me that if you are going to become a CA, you have to give everything in it. Like you have to leave social media and all those things, and you have to dream every day that you are a chartered accountant. There is a C in front of me. So that's success for me. Personal life success for me is, I want to improve my health in sports, in meditation. Meditation is something for me that I really want to do to control my mind, because there is a saying that mind can be your greatest friend if you can control it, and can be your greatest enemy if you are not able to control it. So I want to do it, and I want to improve health, because last 2.5 years due to COVID and studying, my health, I'm looking fit physically, but I want to do swimming, tennis, so that there is some physical activity going on. So personal success for me would be this, and I think success keeps changing when you achieve something. Like I'm becoming chartered accountant, so I will be like at company I want to go to that position, and then I want. So it keeps changing. So right now, this is it. Thank you.
Last topic for Pratik.
Not Pratik, Ashish, Ashish is there.
He will tell you.
So anyone guest?
That another guest is there. Ashwin is there.
Anyone of these two, students.
Hiranya and
Members,
Kavi.
yes, sorry. Anyone of topic for you, Hiranya, is what is fear?
What is? Thank you, Toastmaster Kalpesh. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Hiranya. I did attend the last meeting. So I did want to experience FOMO. So I'm here. What is fear for me? Fear, there are different aspects of fear. Phobias. Some have acrophobia. Then for me personally is basically losing a loved one. It is really heartbreaking, and fear is basically when you basically lose trust in some person. Like if suppose there is one of my closest friend, okay, we have a fight, and then she backstabs me by doing something wrong, that is really hurtful, and that gets to a fear of something. Then fear is we can conquer our fear if we have right person around us. Like with me, I have my brother. Like I share everything with him, he shares everything with me. My parents really feel inferior around us because they don't know what secrets we are sharing. So yeah, if you have right people around you, right guidance, then there is no fear that you all can conquer. Thank you.
So with this, I can conclude my Toastmaster. Over to you,
So let us call for timing PM Krishna to have a time report.
Everyone has completed their speeches within the time limit specified, so everyone is qualified.
Sergeant right now, please put the poll in the poll is in the chat box for prepared speeches and table topic sessions. Now coming back to FOMO, well, I just forgot that why I came here. Because again, from the fear of missing out on something. I was actually attending almost 150 calls at the site, maybe something outgoing, incoming, and when I moved out of the company, I was working from home and nobody was calling me. Because everything was on the Teams, nobody was calling me. And I have to call somebody. And I felt, okay, what I'm doing sitting in the home. So I joined here, gained something, some connection, some friends, and a good time. It is beneficial. Well, FOMO, there are also some aspects into the marketing, just to tell you about how FOMO exploits us into the marketing. Have anyone visited booking.com? So booking.com, when you go for booking any hotel, you will see that how many people are watching that particular room. So that it builds the fear into your mind that if this property is being looked by many people and if you don't book it, you're not getting it. Again, there is another strategy they apply is that if you are finding a property, they will highlight that you have missed the booking. So next time you come and you see the property, you will try to book it early. Amazon is applying it quite everywhere. They are applying everywhere. They are telling you, they are putting the timer on the offers. That if you don't order within this time, you are going to get the offer. And actually, if you see what benefit you are getting from that offer, it is nothing more than 500 rupees, 600 rupees, sometimes 100 rupees. Sometimes there is 2 rupees benefit only. And in the hurry that people are buying this and I am not buying this, people tend to buy something that they don't need actually. After buying the things, we think, why I have bought this? The classic example is sometimes we buy gym equipment because somebody else has bought the gym equipment. And we realize after 15 days, we realize why I have bought this. And we try to sell it out. So do not fall into trap of fear of missing something. It is everywhere in our life. Now moving to the next session, general valuation. When I think about the Toastmaster Club, who can inspire me? There are few people and one of them is Sakshi. There are various sessions into our Toastmaster and Toastmaster Sakshi is someone who can bring glory to any role, any session, the way she conducts it. So you will have a very good session when she is on the dais. Let's welcome TM Sakshi to the dais. Sakshi, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhushan, and good afternoon to each one of you. When you walk up to the stage, you have a bunch of plans in your mind. You might have planned to do a little bit of voice modulation or to create a vivid imaginary in the middle, and obviously to use great body language throughout. Now, my question is, how do you know if you excelled in your plans when you get off the stage? In Toastmaster, we have an evaluation section where we appreciate for the things that were good and give recommendation for the things that could have been better, so that you will exactly know where you were successful in your plans. And I'm Sakshi, our general evaluator for today, will be evaluating you. And to assist me, we have the TAP team. But for the benefit of guests, I will like to explain the structure of the today's session. Every evaluation section is divided into 3 segments. In the first segment, I will call up the evaluators who would evaluate the prepared speeches or table topic speeches. In the second segment, we have the TAG team who would give the evaluation report. And in the third segment, I will myself give the evaluation report. Now we may start with the first segment, that is the evaluation of the prepared speeches. Our first evaluator is Toastmaster Kirit. Toastmaster Kirit is someone who is very skilled in his observations. When I first saw the agenda, honestly, I learned that Toastmaster Kirit is going to evaluate the speech of impeccable speaker Toastmaster Gitanjali. The very first thought that came in my mind is that Diamond is going to get Diamond. So let's welcome Toastmaster Kirit.
Good morning. Good morning. Still, it's always a challenge to evaluate somebody like Gitanjali. You all know that. So I'll divide my evaluation into 3 parts. The first will be about the storytelling which he did. The second is the evaluation criteria which I had mentioned. And third is there any improvement possible? This is the way I go a bit. I'll do it clinically this time because it's a very important project. The first time we have come across such project. Now there were 2 stories which selected by her out of the story list given to Toastmaster Bhushan. And the first was a meeting with the alien. We all, I think, probably in our mind movie PK. And she, in fact, enacted the whole scene in the opening itself, it very confidently coming to an alien. See, there was an exclamation mark in her face. The expression itself indicated that she is going to look at really an alien. Then how she built up? Built up was the alien's perspective, voice modulation, the way aliens' lives were clicking. And she created a complete picture in everybody's mind how an alien would probably look like. And she, of course, the scene ended in dream. I think almost everybody knew that it's going to be a dream because she would not really come out as an alien. But the dream part was very quickly, she entered with a beautiful expression and she fallen down there. These are the first story. The second story, Little Naughty Nut. The title itself indicated what it's going to be. But I thought probably there will be some kid because she was the principal of a school. But she put herself in the picture as a naughty kid. We could never imagine Toastmaster Gitanjali as a naughty kid. But she created that scene. Opening was on the self. Body was allowed in lamp story which she made. And she said at the end, neighbors made fun of her. And she said she became extrovert from extrovert to introvert. Very beautiful message. Now coming to the evaluation criteria which I had indicated in the beginning. First the poise. The poise, is no question about it. Her poise and the postures were absolutely beautiful. The very posture made the whole guess that how the alien would look like. Presentation. Presentation immaculate. There was no fault in presentation because she smoothly moved from the part of the stories. She was crystal clear in all her descriptions. There was no ambiguity in any of the sentences, whether here or there. Expression of story 1, fantastic. Action in story 2, of lamp, was fantastic. Connection between the stories and the topic. I think the name of the topic itself indicated there will be a connection. So there was nothing much to do about that. Story 1, first story said it all about the connection. Story 2, little naughty, then she took it on herself, as I said. Humor in both the stories were sporting, not expressive, but she all made it like Mr. Beans. Mr. Beans doesn't speak anything, but the actions tell the story. So that was the funny part of it. Now I'll come to my evaluation criteria. Story 1, in my opinion, surpassed story 2. It was better expressed, better narrated. Story 2 had a lot of scope for humor, which probably she did not exploit, because the length story could have been told presence of some children, then it would have more impact. Like say, I am going to show you Jimmy. Now see, and then you start catching it. Then the blood comes out in children's house. It was a better way to create the humor. But I liked the beautiful narration at the end that she became extraordinary. Wonderful way. I wish Toastmaster Gitanjali to be more such projects to bring light to all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Giri, for such an intricate evaluation. I think it is going to benefit Toastmaster Gitanjali to enhance her speaking prowess even further. Now our next evaluator is Toastmaster Dhruv. Please join me welcoming the guiding light, Toastmaster Dhruv, who will be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Tarun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sakshi. Before starting, I would like to remind a famous quote of Nelson Mandela to Toastmaster Pratik. The greatest glory in life lies not in never failing, but rising every time we fall. I am confident that next time we will come back with the same speech with a bang on the stage. So best of luck to you. To Toastmaster Tarun, kudos for the 7-minute impromptu speech. A huge round of applause for Toastmaster Tarun. I have not evaluated keeping any objective of the project in mind. I will just mention all the positive points and all the points on which you need to work upon. An excellent presentation of the impromptu skills, linking your t-shirt to your speech title or or the opposite, whichever way you did it, that is really a commendable job. It didn't seem for a second that you were not prepared, and that shows your self-confidence in you. You added humor in your story, which keeps the audience connected till the end. A very good eye contact, respecting each of the audience in the hall. Good usage of pauses to create enthusiasm among the listeners. Compared to last time, because I was there when he gave the last speech, he gave the same speech. This time there was very good usage of vocal variety in the story, describing different parts of the incidents. His hand gestures were open and according to what he was saying. Due to this, the story was easily adaptable among the listeners. To climb the next ladder of the Toastmaster, to climb the next step of the Toastmaster ladders, here are some feedbacks which you will need to work upon. Toastmaster Tarun is a tendency to move left and right without any linkage to the message he delivers. As for the story, he could have made a good usage of the stage. I observed that a little bit of structure and a better start would have made the story more interesting. To summarize, many of you, along with me, would have been lost in the journey, and it seemed that we too had travelled along with him in Karnataka. An excellent impromptu thinking, confidence, humor, eye contact, and only a little work on the usage of stage, then no one will stop you in reaching the pinnacle of Toastmasters ladder. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmasters group, or team presentation. Now our third evaluator is someone who constantly leaves us in awe with his evaluation and speeches. We have the pleasure of welcoming Toastmaster Vikram, an eloquent yet humble speaker, to evaluate the speech of mesmerizing Toastmaster team.
18th March 2018, 5 years back, we had an open house for a number of Toastmaster guests to inspire what is Toastmasters. And the organizing committee unanimously decided that to inspire audience and the guests to become Toastmaster, the best person would be Toastmaster Pinky would give a speech in front of 100+ audience about the Spencers in Gaeta Circle.
Yes.
There was one person who was not allowed to be amazed. It was me who was evaluating Toastmasters. It was her 5th speech then, and it's probably 60+ speeches now, and Pinky is the same since then. So inspiring for all of us. Good morning or good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. I'm here again on a blockbuster weekend, not getting amazed because I'm noting down an evaluation. Connecting with the audience. Usually we ask a question, we wait for them. Sometimes people just don't wait, they just ask the question and move on. Sometimes we show a prop, but then Pinky played one audio and she waited for us to reply, what is that about? That's the way you connect with the audience. She did not connect, she pulled everyone towards the stage. We all stopped seeing the social media or the mobiles and said, listen, even though she is short, but very tall in the stature, everyone could see by even peeping like this. Deepak trusted me. I was Deepak's left hand. What is this importance of telling the name rather than the title? She never meant manager. She said Deepak. We as humans always like to get this personal bond. I know it's a professional front. Still, when you need to connect someone personally, she used the name instead of the word manager. Time flew. I thought somewhere you should have written number of years looked like weeks. You could have used that 2014 to 2018, 4 years passed like 4 weeks or 4 days. That would help people to relate how intense your wish was. Ticket booking, it is a very difficult task. You can quote some examples with Dubai to Los Angeles, how you book. Dubai to Cape Town, how you don't book. Some example of how people can mess up. That example can relate to people. The suspense of ambulance. Deepak. Who is this Deepak? Unbelievable silence. Probably you can add some dramatic expressions there. Just when we were about to drop a tear from our eyelids, you moved on casually with your speech. Maybe you can take a moment and say that he used to say, Pinky, where are you? Pinky, what did you do? Pinky, why did you do this? Will I be able to listen to this speech ever? No, not at all. My recommendations. The transition from humor to tragic loss can be structured in a better way. Your conclusion sounded more instructional, like a student-teacher relationship. It can be sounding like a audience-speaker connect. That's the recommendations I have. I wish you all the best, and a podium finish is the minimum that we all expect from that.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vikram, for catching every nuance of the speech, and truly it's always a treat to hear from you. Now I request Timer to present his report.
The timing of the evaluators is as follows. TM Giri, 3 minutes 29 seconds. TM Dhruv, 2 minutes 44 seconds. TM Vikram, 3 minutes 28 seconds. So everyone is qualified for the voting. Lastly, I would like to end by giving some tips to finish a speech within the time limit allotted. First, decide on your talking time before the presentation. Practice your speech several times before the presentation, and while practicing, use a timer so it will help you to stay on track. And use visual aids such as slides or handouts, and they will also help you to stay on track. And finally, speak slowly and clearly so that your audience can understand what you are saying. If a speaker does that, then he will not have he will be able to overcome his bundle of nerves and will not have a feeling of dismay.
Now we are moving to the next session. Now it's my pleasure to introduce table topic evaluator for today's meeting. Please join me welcoming Toastmaster Ashish, who will be taking on the crucial role of evaluating impromptu speakers.
Good afternoon all. Good afternoon. As the table topic evaluator, it's my role to evaluate each individual impromptu speech that was made by the speakers, keeping in mind the fact that these were impromptu speeches and not prepared ones. So a few errors would be quite obvious, which is why I would be mainly focusing on the structure, style and body language instead of the content. So our first speaker, Toastmaster Pranal, topic nobody's perfect. One of the most experienced Toastmasters, and not much to add, but very good use of humor and meaningful content with a good eye contact across the audience. I would be nitpicking here, but one thing that I noticed that could be improved is that initially your hands were a bit tight together and you resolved it as you got into the flow, but maybe you could improve it right from the get-go. Next, we have guest Harsh, effect of social media on your study. You are quite expressive and able to start speaking immediately and were very fluent, indicative of that your prior experience with Toastmasters. And I am really able to relate because I still hate coding. And two suggestions I would like to give is maybe stand a bit forward instead of standing at the back. And you're speaking very fast. Slow down a bit so it will be easier for all of us to catch what you say. Guest Chitralekha, your hobby. You started with an attempt to connect with the audience with your story, and that's a good way to start the speech. And you had good eye contact across the audience. I could not find any flaws within your speech. However, it wouldn't be right to let go of you without giving any constructive feedback. I would recommend that just go through the video that we upload and look at the way you're speaking and see if you're able to find out something to improve on your style or method of delivery. Next, TM Janki, benefit of keeping a diary. You are able to establish a good connect with the audience, telling how a diary is beneficial and why all of us should write a diary. That was a good way to structure the speech. And just one recommendation, maybe take a few seconds before you start a speech so that you don't take a pause once you've already begun. Next is guest Rahul. How would you manage your mind? You were able to relate the topic with your personal life since you have already been a manager, and you're very fluent in being able to generate content and speak continuously for the given time limit. One thing that I noticed was your eye contact was a bit concentrated towards the people at the back. Would be more useful if you could look around the audience and give a half second or 1 second pause across the full room. And again, same as guest Harsh, you could stand a bit more to the front. Next is guest Anand, social media's role in decision making. You gave a good story, you were able to connect well with the audience, and you are very fluent and able to maintain good eye contact across the room. Just one thing I noticed, towards the end, you veered a bit off topic when you started talking about how social media is not free and that kind of thing. Just stay in touch with the topic and we'll stay relevant. That would be a better speech to you. Guest Achyut, what is success for you? You are clearly able to convey what success is for you. It was a very personal thing for you, and that is really commendable. And even though you had to stop a bit after starting your speech, you were able to come back. You did not let it get to you, and you continued, and you were able to speak further and finish your speech. That's something that's very commendable. Only suggestion, continuation, you already know this. You can maybe take a few seconds pause before the speech so that you're able to structure it better and be able to speak continuously, and eye contact. So it was again a bit towards the back. Just keep trying to look at around the room so that there's good eye contact. And lastly, guest Hiranya, what is fear? You were able to speak from a wider point of view. You spoke about phobias, you also spoke about fears. So that's a good structure to your speech. And you were able to maintain a good framework to it, like starting with what fear is, how to conquer it, and with some humor sprinkled in between. That was a really enjoyable speech. Only suggestions, your hands were tight. So keep it a bit free, keep your body a bit more free, and your eye contact, try to look across the room so that you're able to connect with all the members. That's all. Thank you.
Toastmaster Ashish for such an implicit evaluation covering all the minor details. Now we move to the second segment where our counter and grammarian will present their report, and to adhere to the time limits, I request our counter to present their reports in 2 minutes and grammarian to conclude in 3 minutes. Now with this, I would like to request our counter, Toastmaster Udit, to present his report. Oh sorry, Toastmaster Durgesh to present his report.
Good afternoon, all of you.
Good afternoon.
In today's meeting, so is the enemy for many of speakers. I'll list down the names and count how many filler words and crutch words are used. So use 5 plus times. Toastmaster Bhushan and Toastmaster Kalpesh, they have used so more than 5 times. So use 3 times by guest Achyut, Toastmaster Tarun, Toastmaster Janki, guest Rahul. Toastmaster Krishna and guest Anand have used so 2 times. Toastmaster Janki and guest Anand have used like filler word more than 2 times. And the next word is more than 5 times used in this meeting, and whoever used is Toastmaster Kalpesh, guest Chitralekha, and Toastmaster Ashish. They have used more than 5 times, and with this, Toastmaster Gitanjali, Toastmaster Pinky, Toastmaster Vikram, Toastmaster Sakshi, and Toastmaster Dhruv. There are no errors in their speeches, so kudos to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Durgesh, and sorry for the wrong address. Now it's the time to hear the report from our grammarian, Toastmaster Tarun, who has a lot to say every time. So please welcome Toastmaster Tarun with a huge round of applause.
Thank you, G. Good afternoon to fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today's speakers as well as role players reminded me of the IPL, wherein we have Dream 11 plus Impact player. So all of them have been so mesmerizing that I have not, maybe, excuse me if I have not picked up the right or correct words. So to begin with, I will start with good uses of grammar and phrases. World is filled with lot of opportunities. Reading enriches your life. PM Sakshi used a lot of words, but I could relate only to impeccable speakers. Diamond is going to cut diamond. Then good phrase used by TM Dhruv from Nelson Mandela. Then you got to know about 80-20 rule, attention economy. And last, what I remember is, if you have the right person around you, you can conquer the fear. So this was some good use of phrases and grammar during the speech. I would like to list some few improper use of grammar. Taking the role. Instead of taking the role, my role for today is, that could be a better. We saw it. Instead of we saw it, we see it. Introduce about the speech. Instead of introduce this introduction to the speech. Neighbors know about that. Neighbors knew about that. About the TM, sometimes we can eliminate the. There is a something. There is something. Then somebody used like get me. Instead of get me, this should be got me. Move to fiction books. Instead of move to fiction books, move to reading books related to fiction. Scheduled according to you. Scheduled to suit you. Managing peoples. I think there is a tendency of using S many times. So it is to manage people. Very difficult in past. I think few difficulties faced in the past. Do swimming, tennis instead of to swim and play tennis. POD, the phrase of the day was used by TM Vikram, TM Pinky, TM Krishna. Word of the day was used by TM Bhushan, TM Kalpesh, TM Krishna. If I miss someone, please excuse me. Over to you, G.
Thank you, Master Tarun, for throwing light on the fundamentals. Now I request timer to present everything. After having sensational evaluations by evaluators, our counters and grammarians, now it's my chance to present the wholesome report. And please waive a red card at 5 minutes. As a general evaluator, very first I would like to appreciate Toastmaster Ashish for designing such a creative poster for Toastmaster Bhushan. Poster and agenda, they were released on time, and all the meeting details such as venue time were clearly depicted in the poster. Kudos to you for that. Now, if we look at it, today's flow meeting started at 10:28 a.m. with everything well set up, excluding technical glitches. Whiteboard had all the details of the role players, speakers, banner, trophies were well placed in the right spot. I appreciate Toastmaster Udit and other executive members for their diligent efforts to come a bit early so as to set up everything on time. And this shows a very strong association among them. Our star, Toastmaster Udit, added energy in the beginning by starting the meeting in a prompt way, stating the mission and vision of the club and explaining all the necessary caveats. Sa then invited our president, Toastmaster Tarun, to strike the gravel at the beginning by concluding that a tree is known by its fruit. And it was a wonderful message. Many things were there to take away. Toastmaster Tarun also maintained the protocol by introducing all the guests. After this, Toastmaster Tarun then swiftly handed over the dials to Toastmaster Bhushan. Toastmaster Bhushan chose a very relevant theme, FOMO, that's fear of missing out, and that said we should not compare ourselves with others. Indeed, sun and moon shine when it is their time. He cited personal experiences, leaving the audience in awe and indeed audience to have their experiences with them. I would like to say about Toastmaster Bhushan that he's a consistent speaker who always comes up with rational speeches and evaluations. One thing I have heard him speaking that never go complacent. After every victory, tighten your helmet cord. I just hope you will adhere to this in life. And lastly, TM Modi introduced role players, speakers, tag team very nicely considering time. As far as speeches are concerned, all the speakers left everyone amazed. Toastmaster Gitanjali alien story was just mesmerizing. And being the youngest in Toastmaster Club as given by Toastmaster Bhushan, we enjoyed you as a mischievous who changed to a smart, responsible child. And Toastmaster Pinky, your speech was breathtaking. was just a wonderful speech. And for Toastmaster Pratik, I would like to say that I think we might have imposed a lot of pressure in him. That, but yes, everyone supported him. For that, I would like to appreciate and thank you, Toastmaster Tarun, for taking the role on the spot and made us roam and laugh at different places. And I won't go in the evaluation as already being evaluated by the evaluators. I would like to appreciate Toastmaster Kalpesh for a good start and encourage the participants. And he came up with the relatable topics that everyone was able to narrate beautifully. I would like to thank all the table topic speakers for their well-plotted stories, and especially the guests, because it takes a lot of grit to speak in front of everyone, even though for a couple of minutes. And after that, today's team of evaluators involved Toastmaster Kirit, Toastmaster Dhruv, and Toastmaster Vikram. Their evaluation were in line with the objective of the project. They tried their best to leave on a high positive note with some specific recommendations. I would like to thank our TT Toastmaster Ashish to give to the point evaluation with specific recommendation and encouraging maximum participation next time. I would like to thank our tag team. Timer Toastmaster Krishna made his debut, explained his role appropriately by stating the value of time, and also they flashed the cards high for sufficient durations and presented their report very well. Our counter, Toastmaster Duresh also took the role on spot, and thank you, you diligently monitored all these speeches, keeping a keen ear out of filler words and other verbal clutches that can diminish the impact or delay. Grammarian Toastmaster Tarun, thank you, you demonstrated the word of the day and phrase of the day very beautifully, and urge everyone to incorporate word of the day and phrase of the day in speeches, and you explained each and everything so beautifully. Lastly, there are some specific recommendations. Everyone is requested to reach at least 5-10 minutes earlier, so as to avoid unnecessary disturbances. And as requested by Toastmaster Tarun already, please keep your phones on mute mode from the beginning itself to avoid any interruptions. And lastly, it was indeed an inspiring, houseful session. Cheerful guest with Toastmaster Trunal, cherry on the cake. So that's all from my side, and with this I hand over to Toastmaster Bhushan.
That was indeed the summary of today's meeting. Thank you. Now coming back to our theme.
Supporting role. Votes.
Yeah, votes for the supporting role have been the
It is there now,
chat box.
already given the voting rule. Now only for the role players.
So when we have waggling questions in mind, that what is the reason of FOMO and what those questions are, the ultimate root cause of that questions is, at some point of time we feel that we are insignificant, we are not included. The thing is that we should not let other people decide. Some Facebook post, Instagram post, Snapchat videos, reels, by looking at those, they should not bring the thought in our mind to think that we are something less, and do not give any chance to others to let ourselves demean ourselves. So how you can overcome the FOMO? To overcome the FOMO, when I came here because of FOMO, and I found out that FOMO can be overcome by making real connections. So go out, make good friends, talk to them, have a good time with them. It does not mean that you go and meet everyone, but make a real connections to who you can really connect with. Sometimes take hiatus from the social media. Of course, there are some pros and cons. You cannot just shut down the social media today's world. You may be going on LinkedIn, you maybe want to see some videos on YouTube, which may be for your learning. But also, when you go to LinkedIn, there are a lot of motivational things, a lot of achievements. On social media like Facebook, Instagram, people put a lot of things. Don't get carried away by that. Just take a hiatus from the social media. Then third thing can be, one thing was, I think one session was there on the gratitude. I think Sakshi carried out that session. So have the gratitude. Whatever we have, we should be content with what we have. We should enjoy the present moment. And if you do this thing, I'm sure that I'm not saying that we can remove FOMO entirely, but we can reduce the FOMO effect and can have a better life. So over to you, presiding officer.
Good afternoon once again. So we are at the end of today's meeting number 279. What a beautiful theme we had, FOMO. I would like to give one example where I am inculcating FOMO to my friends so that they don't miss out on being to a party or to a journey where we are. So we are a group of friends. Like we decide every time, it happens with I think most of us, like we decide on some place to visit and then we finally find out that people start leaving and we are left alone and the plan gets cancelled. So what we have done in a group, like we are 8 of them, and at least if 2 are there, the plan will be executed. That is what is the rule made. So once the plan is made, the pictures are posted, the updates of the trips are posted frequently. So the people who are not joining the first time, they ensure that even if these 2 does not go the next time, we are going to go. So that is how we are using FOMO for the betterment of that. So maybe that can also be used in your group as well. Before we conclude for today's meeting, as a token of appreciation, we would like to award certificates to the best speakers, evaluators, role players and supporting role players. I would like to call Timo also on the stage to present the certificates.
So today's best prepared speaker, and it goes to TM Tarun.
I think they have withdrawn or what?
Shows, shows TM.
Yes.
Today have performed the rule like that.
Thank you.
Today's best evaluator is none other than TM Vikram. Can anyone have guess about best table topic speaker? Today's best table topic speaker is Mr. Kunal.
जनरली पहली स्पीड लोग भूल जाते हैं. Thank you.
Best supporting role player. Please TM Krishna. Congratulations.
So as a deciding officer, I continue with my same PTR, I would say, proven track record of presenting the best role player to none other than TMOD of the day, TM Bhushan.
I have also completed a hat trick with this. Continuously speech and this and that.
So we come to the end of today's session. Thank you all for being a patient listener, and thank you all guests for coming. And I welcome you to becoming a regular member of Toastmasters and maybe remove your FOMO. So let us all come together, have a group picture before we discuss.
Ah,
Okay, actually we have voted a bit, but okay, we'll take 3 minutes if some guests would like to give the feedback of how they felt the meeting went. Any feedback from this? Yeah.
So the feedback is time management. I mean, everybody is concerned about their times. It must be complete on time. So that is a very good thing. And second thing is the theme. It really, it is a free cost MBA we are doing, I would say. Because this theme is really interesting, and it helps us grow personally as well as professionally. The third is very cooperative. Like I would see that day when I forgot the name, he will speak fluently. That is what that means the group is very supportive, and that is what here it is the word. It must be supportive. Okay. So that is what. So we all believe in you. I mean, you definitely, the day will come, you will speak. Okay. So that is the feedback from my side. Thank you.
Hello, namaste to all. See, I'm coming here third time. So, बोलते हैं ना कि when we are going to satsang, so it is not necessary to sing all the time and open your eyes. Just close your eyes and we can feel a lot. So same thing is happening with me. I'm not participating like a table topic. First time I gave introduction, right? So but from the last two time I am not doing anything, but I can feel, okay, I can feel that yes, something is improving. Some improvement is there. Now I can talk to someone. So there is a good support and benefit to this Toastmaster. Thank you.
One more guest, last.
Today's my experience is that I always fear to get the feedback. I think many have this type of problem. Today I got the opportunity to introduce myself and one favorite topic, and finally there was the feedback. This is my weakness, that I always after exam I never check that I will get good marks or not. But on the spot, yes. Again, I am not using my movement and my eye contact. Given the feedback that you are contacting only backside. He has given the feedback, and now I am trying to improve. So this is the really positive environment where everyone supporting that yes, you can do it, and don't be in fear. Try to give your best person. Try to give your best person. So thank you.
Rightly said, like this forum is where you will get constructive feedback. Everyone, the evaluation does not mean that somebody is trying to pull you down, but evaluation here is to trying to elevate you to the next step. So that is the beauty of Toastmaster. With that, I urge all of you to assemble here for a group photograph.